Well, that's the point about the recession, because it's often that last rate rise, like the last straw in a camel's back, that breaks the camel's back, and in this case actually plunges the economy into recession.
Well, you're right. And so now what's going to happen, don't forget, though, last Friday, we got a very strong non-farm payroll report, right, in terms of job creation, stronger than they expected, and wages continue to have upward pressure on them, not what the Fed wants to see. And on top of that, the unemployment rate ticked down versus up, going from 3.5 to 3.4%, which continues to tell you that the labor market is strong. And that's an issue for the Fed at this point, right? Because they want to see that back off a little bit. Economists and analysts here will tell you that the unemployment rate has to have a 5 handle on it in order for the Fed to ultimately be successful. We're at 3.4, so we're 1.6 percentage points away from having a 5 handle. And Larry Summers, the former Treasury Secretary, said the number has to have a 6 handle on it. So I still think there's room to go. It doesn't necessarily mean that the Fed's going to have to keep raising. I think they could raise one more time and then hold it there and allow that to work its way through the system. Look, in addition, we've also got some rumblings in the credit in the commercial real estate market, and that's causing lending to be pulled back by a lot of the banks, both regional and the money center banks, and that as well is going to help do some of the work for the Fed. So while I think we're closer to the end in terms of rate hikes by the Fed, I don't think it's over yet.
Yeah, well, you think about it, you've got the debt ceiling issue, which is coming to a crescendo fairly shortly. You've got the collapse of these regional banks, which raises questions about the amount of liquidity in the system. And then, as you say, you've got these employment numbers which are out there, which are all slightly conflicting situations for the economy.
That's right. Now, listen, the debt ceiling, while it's all very dramatic and both sides are creating all the histrionics around it, and they're using very dramatic words like disaster and tragedy and catastrophe, words that will just get everybody anxious and get the markets anxious. In the end, the U.S. is not defaulting on its debt. You know that. I know that. They're going to push until the 11th hour. Could you get a government shutdown? Absolutely. But guess what? Anyone that gets furloughed is going to get paid when they get back, which is really stupid. Just leave everything open, continue to pay them. Why are you going to send them home to create all the drama, bring them back, and then just give them all the back pay? Stop the histrionics and just get through with it. And in the end, I think that's what we're going to see, right? We'll see this positioning back and forth. Remember, both sides have to show it as a win. Joe Biden, has to show that he didn't give anything and that he won, right? And that he got a clean debt ceiling. While Kevin McCarthy, on the other hand, has to show his caucus that, he extracted something from the administration. Otherwise, his own caucus won't support him. And the problem with that is that the Democrats know that. They know that Kevin McCarthy is walking on a very, very, very thin string. And if he doesn't get what the caucus wants, there's a good chance that they'll throw him out. And so the Democrats and the president can afford to push this right till the end, until the 11th hour, which is exactly what I think is going to happen.
Sarah, Kenny Polcari, it's always great to chat to you, get your insights. We'll do it again shortly. Many thanks for your time.